in Salinas, California, where this trial is happening. Matt, good evening to you.
Hi, good evening to you, Julie. Another tough day of testimony, long-awaited testimony for the Smart family. They are here each and every day. Kristin Smart's siblings, Matt and Lindsay, and then, of course, father Stan and mother Denise. They are here. They were listening to character evidence coming in about their daughter and their sister. It was tough for them. I asked Denise as she was on her way out of court, how you holding up? She shook her head, she looked down, and she went like this. Clearly, it's been tough on this family.
Oh, absolutely, Matt. I know you're paying close attention to everybody involved in this case, and especially the jury. Let's begin, if we can, with some of the really key takeaways when you were in the courtroom listening to the testimony. And we've been talking all week how it's kind of coming in like pieces to a puzzle, the jury getting that full picture very slowly in this one. What would you say were the biggest testimony takeaways?
I think the biggest one was the bombshell testimony of the then roommate in 1996 of defendant Paul Flores. He was his roommate for a short amount of time, and the roommate during the time that Kristin Smart went missing that weekend of Memorial Day weekend of that party where she was last seen. So I want to put this on your screen because, again, cameras not allowed in this California courtroom, so we are going to paraphrase what he said. He said he was talking to his roommate, Paul Flores, and this is Derek C., and he asked, "You probably did something to her," and he said, "Yeah, she's at my mom's house right now." And then during the disappearance, these were the observations that he had of his roommate, Paul Flores. He said that Paul would be verbally aggressive and confrontational with other people. So that's something that really resonated with these two juries and also Kristin Smart's family, that really stopped what they were doing. They take notes every day, and they just really leaned in on that. And I think that that was tough testimony for them to listen to. Another person that they heard from today was another college co-ed in 1996 that was at that party with Kristin Smart and had multiple interactions. Let's put that on your screen for you. That was Trevor Belter. He said this about his interaction. He said when he met Kristin Smart, she introduced herself and said, "I'm Roxy, and then she kissed me and pulled me in the bathroom. It was an open mouth kiss." He then had interactions with her throughout the night and described her not as drunk because he couldn't smell alcohol, he testified, but he said that she was almost like acting like a druggie, out of it, spacey, and she was not on her feet. She was not stable during all of that, Julie.
Oh, my. Now, this is kind of a head scratcher, Matt. This is a state witness that they called who testified to this. Wow.
Right, because he had that interaction, and we don't know where they're going with this. So is it possibly to put out there this reputation that they're trying to dismay, that, you know, she was having trouble in school and all of that? Or was it the fact that possibly she wasn't intoxicated, but maybe she was roofied? So there's buzz in the gallery. We're still trying to figure it out.
Wow. Now that makes sense. There you go. That could be it. Ooh, both of those things you shared with us, Matt, both really big bombshells. And, you know, going back to the first, my jaw was wide open when you said, related to us, that statement from the roommate saying, "She's at my mother's house." I mean, that like gave me chills. I'm sure it did many people watching this, because then right there you think of Ruben Flores and how he's implicated in this by officials. Woo. Okay, that's huge testimony coming in. The jury taking all of this in, and I know that you were taking in them. I know you've been trying so hard to get a really good look at them, which is hard to do. The way they have the media restricted, you could only go in certain areas. But today was the day, Matt Johnson. Share with us what you learned looking at that jury, please.
Right. So, and we've lost a few jurors and a few alternates in all of this, right? And that's the big worry by people that are associated with this case. Last week, they didn't want to lose a juror when a juror had an emergency, so they postponed testimony by a few days. And then there was a delay on Monday, and they had to replace one of Ruben Flores' jurors. So I went in there today. I was in the courtroom. I sat right behind the Smart family, and I was taking close attention to the jury. And I want to put on your screen what it looks like in that courtroom. This is Paul Flores' jurors and Ruben Flores' jury. So they are both seated on the left-hand side of this particular courtroom. Ruben Flores, the father, his jury and his alternates are seated in the gallery. And then in the jury box is Paul Flores. That's his jury and his alternates that remain. The jury makeup right now, this is what it looks like. 12 jurors each, we know that. So 7 alternates remain for Paul Flores. With that, we're looking at 4 men and also 8 women. Now, with the father, Ruben Flores, that seated on the left side of the gallery there, 12 jurors, 5 alternates remain, which includes 5 men and 7 men rather, and 5 women.
And Matt, I'm curious, does the Ruben Flores jury generally look to be older than the Paul Flores jury?
Correct. So I looked at them and I'm trying to guess their ages, and it does skew older for the father's jury and his alternates. And quite frankly, you know, a lot of them resemble him in certain ways, you know, facial hair and gray hair. A lot of them wear masks. We're in California at this particular time, at this particular courthouse. Masks are optional. I would have to say that, you know, less than maybe 30% on both juries, jury pools here, they wear masks, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, that is interesting, Matt, especially given where you're in California there. Great reporting as always. Matt Johnson, Court TV crime and justice reporter. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.